It's Friday, January 19th, 2024, and this is the Talk Film Society podcast. I am your host, Marcelo Pico, editor-in-chief of Talk Film Society. Here, as always, with me is my co-host on the awards season 2023 season. It's Siobhan Irving. Hello, Siobhan.
It's really great to be here, Marcelo. Thank you for having me once again.
Thanks for coming on. I'm glad you cleared your schedule for this. Recording in the middle of a Tuesday, in the middle of a blizzard that's hit the nation at large.
Yeah, what's if how's it messed up you? You got that like famous ice storm bullshit happening again?
Well, here in Austin, Texas, the last I'd say 3 years, I guess 4 years now. Every time there's been a freeze, the city is shut down, power's gone off, water's gone off, pipes have burst, tree branches just obliterated power lines. People were worried that during this freeze, where it dipped down to 15 degrees, they were worried that the city might also shut down again and power go off. But no, so far so good. Nothing horrible is happening here in the city. It's just cold.
That's good.
Right now, it's creeped up to 34. Tonight it'll
just above freezing.
Yeah,
you can leave your water out, folks.
Yeah, tonight it'll dip down to 18 again. But no, it's we've avoided disaster. We've avoided disaster. How are you doing over there?
We have been snowed in for days upon days now.
So you were Snowden, Edward Snowden. Have you said on the podcast where you live? I don't want to dox you.
Iowa,
yeah.
Undisclosed Midwestern location. So it's not uncommon for us to get snow. In fact, we get it every damn year. And we don't always get storms this large. This is quite the extreme one, to which I can call to mind no rival. But like, look, I can't leave the house, but that ain't no different than what I usually do, right, Marcelo? Fucking movie nerds, we never want to leave the house.
No, we just want to stay at home and watch movies. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
So
luckily our power never went out. Good God.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So the power is still on.
Never went out.
Staying warm.
Amazingly.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, it got to like negative,
I don't know.
18 there. So
negative 18?
That's the lowest I saw, yeah.
How does one survive conditions like that? Because I've never lived in an area where it's gotten negative. Like, that's insane to me to think of a negative number.
Yeah, you just gotta try to stay warm any way you can. I had a shirt, shorts. I was on a towel outside.
You were on a towel outside,
soaking in the rays.
Sunbathing. Yeah,
sunbathing. No, I had like 3 or 4 layers on. Shirt, hoodie, shorts, coat, whatever, and multiple heavy blankets. Well, you get through it.
Exactly, you get through it. Much like us,
you get through it. Just like we got through this opening segment, and just like we're about to get through our next segment here, Marcelo. Which I know what our famous next segment is, which is getting to know us or whatever.
No, actually, not to be pedantic, but we are in the first segment. This whole opening act. Us talking about the weather. Well, that's the segment. Who are we? I'm Marcelo. I live in Austin. Siobhan is in Iowa. We're both cold.
We're both in the Central Time Zone.
Time Zone. We share that. We both watch movies.
We share. Okay, there's 2 things.
And we both like discussing awards season. That's another thing, right? Yeah.
Okay, there's our third. And yes, and Marcelo, thank you for bringing it up. The awards. That's what we're here for.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. One thing I didn't do last episode, and I swear, I have this all written down, all the segments and everything for this episode. One thing I forgot to do last episode was say, hey, the topic of this week is best costume design and best production design, the categories at the Oscars, and overall, we're going to be talking about an Oscar winner that won both awards. That the name of that is Moulin Rouge. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about our picks for 2023 for each category. We'll talk about the Oscars. We'll play the Gold Derby game. But that's the main topic: costume design and production design. That's a twofer. We got 2 in 1 today. All right.
So that's who we are.
Again, just to close this off, we're here to help you win your Oscar pools. Okay? Take everything you hear here and put it in the bank. Invest in it. We are going to guarantee you money.
Take a mortgage out on your home.
Exactly.
Take that down to Vegas.
Also, I'm realizing that this is a dangerous promise to make. I think people put disclaimers on shows that do this. So
don't even do the Oscar shit. 26. Put it on 26.
Yeah, put it on Black 26. Yeah. That's how it works, right? All right. Again, this is a comedy show. Do not take it seriously. All right, next segment. It's the news. Yeah. So
the Emmys just happened.
Okay, we're not talking about the Emmys. This is not an Emmy show. The Critics' Choice Awards. Did you watch any of that, Siobhan?
Critics' Choice. No, I did not even know that happened.
Yeah, that happened Sunday, I believe. I don't know what channel. I did not watch any of it. But I have the winners here. Apparently, it's important because, I should also say the Oscar voting ends today when we're recording this.
Yeah. Did you get your ballots in, Marcelo?
I got my ballot in. I, of course, forged Clint Eastwood's name. So I'm voting on behalf of Clint Eastwood.
For what?
I'm voting for American Sniper again. I'm voting for it again.
Of course, yes.
Bradley Cooper for Maestro, all categories. So that's my Oscar ballot. Okay, Critics' Choice. I think this is important only because in the last week, Oscar voting has been open. So the winners of this, no matter how deserved they are, they're on screen. They're doing their acceptance speeches. So it must matter for something. Oscar voters have eyes and ears, presumably. A lot of them do. So they're aware of things winning things. So let's see what won at the Critics' Choice Awards. Shall we, Siobhan? Can you let me have this one?
To the Critics' Choice Awards we go.
The winners. I'll speed through these. Now, if you want to talk about something, you just jump in, Siobhan. Okay? Okay. Best score. The winner. Oppenheimer. Best song. Winner. I'm Just Ken, Barbie. Best foreign language film. Winner. Anatomy of a Fall. Best animated film. Winner. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Best comedy. Winner. Barbie. Best visual effects. Winner. Oppenheimer. Best hair and makeup. Winner. Barbie. Best costume design. Hey, we're talking about that today. Winner. Barbie. Best editing. Jennifer Lame. Oppenheimer. Anything but lame, in my opinion. Best production design. We're also talking about that today. Winner. Barbie. Best cinematography. Winner. Oppenheimer. Best original screenplay. Winner. Greta Gerwig and her husband for Barbie. Best adapted screenplay. American Fiction. Cord Jefferson. Best director. Winner. C. Nolan. Oppenheimer. Best acting ensemble. Winner. Oppenheimer. Best young actor/actress. Winner. Dominic Sessa, The Holdovers. Best supporting actress. Winner. Divine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers. Best supporting actor. Winner. Robert Downey Jr. Oppenheimer. Best actress. Winner. Emma Stone, Poor Things. Best actor. Winner. Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers. And finally, Best Picture. Winner. Oppenheimer. Siobhan, your thoughts?
Pretty cool.
Okay.
This sure shakes up the race, doesn't it?
It does. Well, come on. Paul Giamatti winning for Best Actor. He won the Golden Globe last weekend. He keeps winning for holdovers. That sort of kind of, in my opinion, puts him right now over the edge, right above Killian, who I thought was the stone cold front runner. But now I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad we took away from my
from your favorite.
Favorite, yeah.
And yeah, your boy Cillian Murphy
to give to the holdovers too.
Best actress, little surprising for me. I thought Gladstone had this in the bag, in general, but Emma Stone keeps winning for Poor Things.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
their names both have Stone in the title.
Yeah, so maybe it's confusing. Maybe voters maybe they mean Gladstone, but they accidentally put Emma Stone.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gladstone should win. I love Emma Stone. And I think she's great in Poor Things, but it's Gladstone. It's Gladstone. Remember, voters, Gladstone, not Emma Stone. And then the other one's not so surprising. Robert Downey Jr., Divine Joy. Acting ensemble, Oppenheimer, Nolan director, those are all in the bag. I don't know, can we move on? We've talked Critics' Choice, I think, enough.
I'm totally satisfied with what we just did.
Okay. PGA. No, that's not Professional Golf Association. It's the Producers Guild Awards.
Another one of these things?
Yeah, these are the producers picking their favorites of the year, okay?
Great. These are who I like input from.
Yeah, the producers. Best Animated, they have 5 movies here. The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. So those are the animated films. And now, the Daryl F. Zanuck Award for Outstanding Producer of Theatrical Motion Pictures. Your 10 nominees for the PGAs. All right? American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest.
The Zone.
How do you feel about that collection of nominees, Siobhan?
Seems normal to me, as far as I could remember.
Seems normal. What does it? How does it seem normal to you?
You got, the basics in there. You got the Killers of the Flower Moon,
You got a Barbie,
Oppenheimer, right?
Yeah, I got a Maestro in there. You got a Poor Things.
Fiction. That doesn't seem weird.
Mm-hmm. Now, one article I read said the most interesting thing here is, the PGAs get maybe 8 or so nominees right in terms of Best Picture. So 8 of these, presumably, we can say will be the Best Picture nominees, right? Okay. And the other ones, I don't know, the 2 that won't get in, I should have made my Oscar nomination predictions, because next episode we're talking Oscar nominations, okay? So this is the last week of us just not knowing the nominees for the Oscars. I'll say something like The Color Purple will sneak in here and knock out Anatomy of a Fall. Okay, I think that's going to happen. And what's another one that could jump in? Maybe that's it. You know what? I'll say that. Knock out Anatomy of a Fall, put in Color Purple, boom, done. Those are the Oscar nominees.
Zone of Interest, is it in there?
Zone of Interest is in here. I'm going to say that's going to get nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so take that to the bank, listeners. Those are our predictions, collectively. One more, Siobhan. You ready for this?
Uh-huh.
SAG nominees.
I actually did look at these a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't remember them.
You don't remember any? Okay, yeah, because this happened last week, the day after we recorded last week's episode, so I don't blame you for not remembering anything.
Yeah, I do like these awards, though, because I like the ensemble, and I like the stunt awards.
Yeah. So I'll
go on ahead.
I'll go through these nominees. So the stunt ensemble in the motion picture nominees are Barbie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, John Wick Chapter 4, and Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Well, if there were a god, it would be John Wick or Mission Impossible.
Yeah, if there were a god. Maybe John Wick will take it.
Maybe.
Okay, female actor, supporting role. You got Blunt for Oppenheimer. You got Brooks, Color Purple. You got Cruz in Ferrari. You got Jodie Foster playing Naiad. Wait, is she Naiad or is the other actress Naiad? I don't know. We're not going to see the movie. But she's in the movie Naiad. Divine Joy Randolph, Holdovers. Big surprise here, which shouldn't be a surprise, is Penelope Cruz, supporting actress nominee. I hope she's going to be the Oscar supporting actress nominee.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yes, I remember this one being like Penelope Cruz. I remember writing that in the chat now.
Yeah. Glad I could jog your memory. Male supporting actor.
I'm failing in my job, okay?
Sterling K. Brown.
Male supporting actor.
American Fiction. Willem Dafoe, Poor Things. De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon. Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer. Ryan Gosling, Barbie. Now, the thing I did not like about the SAG nominees was the lack of May December, which I've said on the show famously, and you came at me, Siobhan. You shot me down. You told me I was a fucking idiot. I said, May December, Oscar, Best Picture nominee. And you're like, really? And I go, yeah. I think it has the heat. I think it'll get acting nominations. I think it'll be in the running for Best Picture. I am wrong. May December, got nothing. It should have got
nothing at all. Not even. I mean, Charlie Melton. We just heard.
Yeah, Melton did not get the nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Julianne Moore did not get nominated, and Portman did not get nominated. So those three, the big ones who I thought, yeah, sure thing, they'll get nominated. No, not even in the SAGs.
And like they don't have like a pet award.
No,
for the snake.
For the snake, come on, move over, dog from Anatomy of a Fall. The snake is in the running now. But Charles Melton not getting nominated here is dumb. I don't like it. And also another surprise is Willem Dafoe gets in for Poor Things, but Mark Ruffalo didn't. Interesting. And I've said before, I think Willem Dafoe is better than Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things. They're both great, but I think Dafoe is better. I'm glad Dafoe's getting the attention. And Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction, he's good, so that's deserved. But anyway, female actor in a leading role, Annette Bening for Naiad. I think she plays Naiad. I think she's the Naiad. Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon, Carey Mulligan, Maestro, Margot Robbie, Barbie, Emma Stone, Poor Things. Again, I think the one that worries me, and maybe this is the one that'll sneak in, maybe Naiad gets a Best Picture nomination.
Do you know what? That's not ridiculous. Yeah. It really isn't.
Because Annette Bening and Jodie Foster getting in for these acting nominations. Pop quiz, Siobhan. Who's the biggest voting body in the Academy? Actors. So maybe we'll see Naiad as a Best Picture nominee. Are you going to see Naiad if it gets nominated for Best Picture?
I would do my due diligence at that time, yes. But as of this point, I have already turned down seeing that movie.
Yeah.
Had an opportunity to. I believe it's on one of the streameroos.
It is on Netflix. It's a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hoping I can just continue to do that.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't get in the Best Picture race, but we'll see. I think it has a good chance to now. After all this. So that's a shame that Bening got in there and Natalie Portman did not, but that's whatever. Male actor in a leading role. Cooper Maestro, Coleman Domingo Rustin, Paul Giamatti Holdovers, Cillian Murphy Oppenheimer, Jeffrey Wright, American Fiction.
People finally giving Cooper what he wants.
Yeah. Cooper.
The actors.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? There's one other thing I didn't look up that I should have added to the notes, but we'll get to that in a second. What was I going to say? Yeah, Cooper. Yeah, if anything, Cooper will get in lead actor. I don't know if he'll get in any other category now. I think my theory was he might get screenplay, director, actor. He'll get Best Picture as a producer for Maestro, but I think now he might just get Best Picture for Maestro and actor for Maestro. I don't think he deserves director, but we'll talk about that later. The big snub and flub I've been hearing with this category is no DiCaprio for lead actor. Instead, I think you got Coleman Domingo for Rustin, which I hear is great. I have not seen Rustin. I hear he's great in Rustin. I don't think the movie, from what I've heard, is that great. It's another Netflix movie, but I think he's a very popular actor. I think he's great as a person, so I'm glad he's getting recognition for something. He's good in The Color Purple. He's also in that. But yeah, no DiCaprio in this category. Shocking? I don't know. Is it, Siobhan?
I never felt like his odds were really that high. I mean, I'm not going to jump ahead too much, but you know, I could see him being deserving of that nomination.
Yeah. I think people were like, oh, it's a given. He's in one of the best films of the year. He's the lead, along with Gladstone. De Niro's getting a nomination. So, of course, DiCaprio's going to get one too. But maybe not. So, we'll see. So, that's that category. And finally, Best Motion Picture Cast. You got American Fiction, Barbie, The Color Purple, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Oppenheimer. Interesting that The Color Purple got in here because the only other nomination it got was for supporting a female actor. Other than that, I think very not generic, but it's not surprised that American Fiction, Barbie, Killers, and Oppenheimer all got in here. So, any thoughts on that, Siobhan? What's your pick for who's going to win Best Ensemble?
That is hard. Killers.
You think Killers is going to win? Killers might be another movie where it gets overlooked because people think, oh, it's another great Scorsese movie. But they underappreciate Scorsese in his movies. I mean, I think Irishman got nothing when it got nominated at the Oscars. And I hope Gladstone wins for lead actress at the Oscars, but I don't know. I think it's going to be Oppenheimer's year all around. I think Oppenheimer's going to get a lot of awards, including the Ensemble Award. It's got so many goddamn people in it, too, Oppenheimer. I mean, if all the actors in Oppenheimer voted for Oppenheimer, then it wins. It has the majority vote. All right, so those are the SAGs. There was one other one I forgot until we were talking about Bradley Cooper. The DGA nominees. Did you see who was nominated this year, Siobhan? For the DGA, for the Directors Guild?
Michael Mann, Ferrari.
That'd be great.
Martin Scorsese.
Marty McFly?
For Killers of the Flower Moon. Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer, Greta Gerwig, Barbie. What's his face for The Holdovers?
Yeah. You got 4 of them, right? So you got Greta Gerwig, Barbie. You got Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things. You got Chris Nolan for Oppenheimer. And you got Alexander Payne for The Holdovers. And you got Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are 5. No Bradley Cooper for Maestro for DGA, which I think lessens his chances of getting nominated for the Oscar. But Scorsese, Nolan, Gerwig, those are sure things. Then you got Payne and Lanthimos. I think Lanthimos is a sure thing. And then maybe switch out Payne for Justine Trier for Anatomy of a Fall. So my prediction is Gerwig, Nolan, Lanthimos, Scorsese, and Justine Trier for Anatomy of a Fall. Or Jonathan Glazer for Zone of Interest for the Oscars. But anyway, that's the DGA. Any surprises? Any snubs or flubs? Who would you have put there in the DGAs, Siobhan?
would I have put there? Okay, how about Chad Stahelski?
For John Wick Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
All right. That is the news. Next segment. What is it that we have been watching over here? Siobhan?
What is it that we've been watching over here?
Yeah.
I think I usually go first.
So that means I'll go first this time. All right.
Okay.
In the last week, I'll just cut to the chase. So, didn't go out much to see movies, so I only saw one. Hold on. So that means for me, I've only seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've only seen 5 movies in theaters in last week, so kind of a slow week for me. I saw The Boy and the Heron again in theaters. This time, the dubbed version. First time I saw the subtitled version. But seeing the dubbed version, great. I do love the movie now fully. I guess I didn't really fully understand it the first time I saw it, but seeing it again and in the dubbed version, a lot of it rang truer for me this time. So I hope it wins Best Animated Film at the Oscars. I'd be upset if another film, especially one other film, wins over it. But Boy and the Heron, my favorite animated film of the year. That is in no doubt. I also saw Mean Girls, future Oscar winner.
Very curious about this.
Is Mean Girls 2024 a future Oscar winner? I hope so. Get it nominated for best. Wait, what could it win? Let's see. Not best song, because all the songs are from the Broadway show. I don't think there's an original song in there. Best costume design. It'll win for best costume design. I'm going to predict that here. In 2025, it'll win for best costume design.
Okay.
I like the movie, and I enjoyed it for what it is. It's a musical based on the I don't know if it was Broadway or off Broadway, but it was a staged version of Mean Girls made after the original movie. This is based on that musical, so it's. I don't think it's better than the original movie. I don't think anybody will say that. But I enjoyed myself because I haven't seen Mean Girls in a while. I'm not like the biggest Mean Girls fan, so I kind of took this as like its own thing without really comparing it to the original. And it was fun. I had a good time. I think the cast is good, especially Renee Rapp, who plays Regina. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I if you're coming in expecting, just a solid, teen comedy musical, you'll get it. Don't expect anything else beyond that. If you hate this, I don't know what you were expecting. So that's Mean Girls 2024.
I saw a headline like right before we popped in here today that I actually did want to ask you about. It was like Lindsay Lohan responds to mean joke about her in Mean Girls or whatever.
Yeah.
What was up with that?
I
made a joke about her
in the movie.
That's my guess. I only saw a headline, and that's what I assumed.
So you're asking me about a headline you read that you know no context of.
So I assume, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I can answer that.
Is there a mean joke about her in the movie? Because that sounds like pretty shitty.
There is not. Because okay, spoiler alert, fast forward a minute.
She's in the cameo?
No, wait, no. I'm not confirming that. Fast forward a minute if you want to avoid a spoiler for Mean Girls 2024. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, spoilers. Here we go. Lindsay Lohan is in Mean Girls 2024.
Wow. Oh, wow, I love to hear that.
Yeah. She's in a cameo.
Got any of the other bitches in there?
No. Unfortunately, Rachel McAdams, not in there. Amanda Seyfried, not in there. The other one, not in there. But you got the stars of the other movie. Yeah, Tina Fey and the Ladies' Man. He's in there. What's his name? Great actor.
Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows. Thank you. I forgot Tim Meadows' name. But yeah, Lindsay Lohan pops in there for like a scene, and she was in and out. An article I read fully beyond the headline was that she got paid $500,000 for half a day's work. So,
dear God,
I don't know what joke, is being made about her in the movie. She's maybe a little bit stilted in the movie. It's a fucking cameo. Who gives a shit? But she got paid. So that's all that matters. All right. That is Mean Girls 2024. And I also saw, I'll say this and then I'll be done talking. I saw the best foreign language film winner from 1999. That's right. I saw All About My Mother. The film by Pedro Almodovar. Have you seen this movie, Siobhan? All About My Mother?
No, I haven't, but like every time I see a new Pedro movie, I'm like in love with the man, and I'm wondering why I haven't seen all of his films already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I recommend any of his movies. I think they're all, the ones I've seen, they're all worth watching, right? I haven't seen a bad one. Oh, okay, I'll say this. He might get nominated for his short movie with Pedro Pascal and Ethan Hawke. I forget the name of that movie. That was
a short?
Yeah. Hold on. I'll look it up.
Oh, bummer.
I'll look it up.
Full movie. I was surprised why I didn't hear about it so much, and I guess that's probably why.
Yeah, it's called Strange Way of Life, starring Ethan Hawke, Pedro Pascal. It's 31 minutes long. It could have been a great movie. I don't think it's a great short. But that'll maybe be nominated this year for Best Short Film. But all of his feature-length films are great. This one in particular is great. All About My Mother, I won't say too much about it because I think it's better to go in kind of cold, not knowing much. I'll just say it's shot beautifully. I think they I saw it in a theater, by the way. They're doing, at the Draft House, they're doing a retrospective of the year 1999, and this is part of it. I think they have like a new 4K version because it looks gorgeous. Like the Almodovar likes to use the color red in a lot of his movies, and this movie's like drenched in red. So it's like it has like a Hitchcockian sort of aesthetic to it. And the story is amazing, filled with like twists and turns, and these characters that feel like real and alive. And All About My Mother is very good. If there's if you want to like just jump into Almodovar, you can't go wrong with this one. If you want to see more of his work, is what I'm saying. See All About My Mother, because I think it encapsulates his style better than like his other films. So yeah, quintessential Almodovar. Great movie, winner of the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film from 1999. That's All About My Mother. All right, I'm done. Siobhan, what is it that you have been watching?
What is it that I have been watching? I watched an Oscar film.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Can you believe it? Something that's in the general contention area of the Oscars this year.
Oh, you saw Oppenheimer?
Not yet. No, okay. No, sir. Not yet. All right. Not for me.
Okay.
Not until February 26th when I get to see it on a Peacock.
Okay, all right.
Or 13th or whatever.
I think it's the 19th.
I saw Saltburn.
Oh, fine. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was the tease from last week. You saw half of Saltburn. Yeah, you saw half of Saltburn last week, and you were teasing us, saying,
and I took Saltburn to completion.
You edged Saltburn.
Very appropriate with this movie. Yeah. So look, I know you like Saltburn.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
I know this is a weirdly divisive movie.
Very much so.
I'm gonna guess that has more to do with the director than anything that's actually shown in the movie.
I believe so.
And I don't really know why people hate the director so much. I have a general understanding, but I'm not so into it, so whatever. But Saltburn, I had a really good time watching this. I think it's incredibly well made. Looks fantastic. Performances are great. Barry Keoghan's never been better. Oh my God. And that's a guy that just is like enrapturing with every performance. Jacob Elordi, I mean, this is the year of Elordi, right? We're in it.
Yeah.
An Elordi-sance. And he's doing a good job. I've seen him a handful of times this year. Like, I happened to see him in an older movie, not older, but like 2 or 3 years older. And then he like blew up like a month later. And suddenly, like, he's in Priscilla, he's in Saltburn, he's everywhere. This guy's fucking in everywhere. He's in the Lordy songs. I like him. And then Rosamund Pike, she didn't really do it for me as much. Her and Richard E. Grant didn't really. But anyway, but they're fine. I think this movie, again, very well made, but I think there's a twist that happens a good deal of the way in. Like, you feel like you've been waiting for the extra shoe to drop, the other shoe to drop, and it finally does. And when it does, I think it's a little. It felt unnecessary. It felt like a hat on a hat. You kind of already had one thing going, and I thought that those were like the themes of how this much unfettered wealth corrupts all, even the the lowliest kind of like loser dregs of our society that we treat like shit. They are going to turn on into absolute monsters when given even just the slightest amount of power. It makes you become unrecognizable from your past self. Nope, all that, throw that away. That's not what the movie's about. The movie's about this instead, and what this is, I think, is just like an extra little neat little twist on top of everything that I think impacts the film's themes, and I would rather have gone along with the film's themes. Do you know what I'm talking about, Marcelo?
I do know what you're talking about. I admit I was bothered by the final reveal to the twist, but it does. I'm kind of not afraid. I'm hesitant to rewatch it because in my mind that whole experience was like, okay, up to that point I had a good time, and maybe that ending sort of ruins things. But and I'll let you finish your thoughts. But like in the end, for me, I just thought it's just a trashy, pulpy sort of, kind of like shoving in your face, like, oh, this is a dirty little movie. And I'm okay with that. Beyond it trying to tell something like, thematically on point. It is what it is. It's a nasty little movie, and I'm like, okay, fine. You don't got to be smarter than that.
That's valid too. I mean, there's absolute. There's fun to be had wallowing in the trash, of course.
I love trash.
Yeah, like a little raccoon. I'm a fiend for this stuff. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy the movie. I think I'd watch it again. But yeah, I just, a choice I wouldn't have made. I would have ended it on a much earlier, darker scene, like just before the twist.
That was Saltburn.
Folks. Today, I watched my first and new movie of 2024, Marcelo.
Oh, what is it?
Self-Reliance on Hulu.
Oh wow, starring
Jake Johnson.
Yes, written, directed, produced, starring Jake Johnson.
Yes, it's quite good. It's pretty funny. It's got very likable characters. I think the direction is really well done. There's a really great uses of fisheye lenses.
Oh, so you love fisheye lenses now?
Yeah, like when they're done really well, I just can't get enough. And Jake Johnson's like really great. He's a charming guy. It's a funny idea for a movie. Do I think 100% capitalizes on it? Maybe not, but like it's still like very memorable. I think I'll be thinking about this movie a lot. I found something kind of like almost profound in it, I think, even if my Letterboxd rating of 3.5 doesn't necessarily reflect that.
Yeah, I saw that rating. on our Discord. And how can people see other people's Letterboxd reviews on the Discord channel where we share our Letterboxd reviews? How does one do that?
Of course. Come to our Discord. You can join by going to talkfilmsociety.com/Discord. Getting the link there. You can come talk into our film community, or you can, we have a channel there where it posts our community's Letterboxd reviews if you want yours posted there too.
And that's where I saw Siobhan's review of Self-Reliance, 3.5 stars. I missed out on the one night only theatrical screening of this movie, which means I cannot see it. I refuse to see a movie at home. No, I'm joking. I do want to see this. It kind of came out of nowhere for me. I saw a trailer for it a few weeks ago, and I go, huh? Jake Johnson directed a movie? This looks interesting. He's got a good cast. And he was talking about it on the most recent episode of Comedy Bang Bang, which is a great listen. He talks about his process in making the movie. I think he pitched it as like a 5-season series. And they shot him down, and then he's
that would have made a lot more sense.
I from the sound of it, from what the movie is, from what I keep hearing about it, it sounds like a really inventive premise that you could have mined a lot of stuff from. But I'm interested to see what he does with this, because I do like him. I like Jake Johnson. I think he's a good actor.
It'd be cool.
Yeah,
I think he's got the chops. I think like a second film, I could see him like really going hard, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, it seems like it's a big passion project for him, so I'm glad he got it made. So yeah, I'll see this. It's on Hulu. I'll see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I would recommend that you do. Yeah. But then, Marcelo, the last thing I'm going to say here.
Yeah.
I saw.
I'm listening.
One of the big ones.
You saw Oppenheimer.
I did not see Oppenheimer.
Oh, shit.
No, unfortunately.
Okay. What is it you saw?
One of the other big ones. One of the ones we can say with almost definitive assurance will be nominated for Best Picture.
Well, okay. Wait, can I guess? So it'll be would it be nominated for one award? Best Picture. You said that. So one award.
Yeah.
Would it be nominated for 2 awards?
Yes.
3 awards?
Yes.
4 awards?
Yes.
5?
Yes.
6?
Yes.
7?
I believe so.
8?
This is all speculation. I think it'll make 8. I think I'm going to stop at 8.
Okay. I'm going to write that down. That's your prediction. This movie will be nominated for 8 Academy Awards. What the fuck are you talking about?
I saw a little film called Killers of the Flower Moon.
Wow. You did it. You saw Killers of the Flower Moon. Now
got added to
on
Apple
TV Plus. Talk about it.
I was just blown away by it. It's gorgeous. It's haunting. It's terrifying. 3.5 hour epic. It's beautiful that movies like this can get made on this scale. Yeah, Scorsese, he just is a master. He's one of our last few vanguards. It's a brilliant movie. I don't know what else to say.
No, it's hard to even talk about. It's a brutal,
so moving and gorgeous looking, beautiful movie. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it's a brutal subject
thoughtfully
matter.
Made.
Yeah, like you just said, it's beautiful to look at. Striking, well made, well acted. It's incredible. It's one of the best of the year. And like I was trying to say earlier, with the Academy and just the people in general, just underappreciating Scorsese now. They take him for granted, like Spielberg, I think. Spielberg made The Fabelmans, which I think is like another masterpiece, and it got nominated for a bunch of awards but didn't win any. And then I think it's maybe the same thing will happen this year. Killers of the Flower Moon will get a lot of nominations. I'm gonna bet 11. I'm gonna say 11 nominations.
Yeah, eight felt pretty chaste.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to say go up to 10, but
yeah, I'll say 11. I think you can say 10. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You just
say whatever I want.
You can say 20.
How many Oscars are there? 16?
Yeah.
To do 22?
But I think Oppenheimer is going to be the big movie this year. Oppenheimer may not sweep, but it'll get I think it'll. I can't believe I'm saying this. I think it'll get like the big awards. Some of them, I think Scorsese and Killers should get, and it'll get some of the smaller awards that I think Killers should get. Oppenheimer will get those awards. Not saying Oppenheimer is a bad movie, but Oppenheimer is the movie of the year. I think people will see that and vote for that. Not saying it's a bad movie, but I think Killers is a bit better.
See, I've not seen Oppenheimer, famously, and then seeing this movie, and then hearing that be said, it just feels like that is such a ridiculous idea to me that this movie will not be winning 10 Oscars.
Yeah.
A movie like this, like I just, okay, dude.
It's weird to think about. And again, I'm not bashing people who think Oppenheimer is better than Killers, but in my opinion, I think it's one of those things where even like Silence, I think is one of the best movies of the last 10 years. Like that got I think 2 nominations at the Oscars, which is insane. And I think Irishman, like another Scorsese masterpiece, that got a few nominations, got 0 wins, I think. Maybe people think, oh, they've run their course. Like they've already gotten their awards, they've gotten their prestige, but you got Scorsese making masterpiece after masterpiece. It's insane. Anyway, well, at least we're thankful that's happening, and in the long run, who gives a shit about these awards? But still, it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real. And then I'll end my viewings there for the week.
So, we've already done in this series. We've done Best Supporting Actress. We've done Best Film Editing, Best Sound, Best Cinematography, Best Visual Effects. Do you think Killers would have gotten into any of your lists?
Okay, Best Sound. I think it's possible. Cinematography. Let me look here. Yes, I would have found a place for it in cinematography. I've got my list here, actually. Best Sound. Yes, I would have found a place for it in Best Sound.
Best Editing?
Best Editing. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There we go.
And those are the only lists I have. Is that all we've done?
Yeah, we've also done Supporting Actress and Visual Effects.
Visual Effects. Supporting Actress? I don't think so. Lily Gladstone's actress.
Yeah.
So supporting, I guess you could say, like her sister.
Yeah, her sister.
Wonderful job.
I'll look her name up because I think she did an incredible job. But yeah, the actress who plays her sister is great. I believe the sister is Anna, and I believe the character is played by Cara Jade Myers. So yeah, she's great. I should have added her to my honorable mentions for Best Supporting Actress, but anyway, we can't go back and change it now as much as we want. Although we could, but we shouldn't. All right, that is done. We're done. That is what is it that we've been watching. Next segment. Here we go. The movie of the week, covering the topic of the week. We're doing Best Production Design and Best Costume Design. We're covering Moulin Rouge, which won both awards. Baby. It won those 2 awards in 1 year.
Here we are now. Entertain us.
So I sent Siobhan a long list of movies that won these 2 awards at the Oscars. And I thought it'd be hard to find, one movie that won those 2 awards. I thought it'd be hard to find, movies like that. But no, there are plenty. I think Black Panther's on there. What else is on there? Do you have that list? I want to read through some.
Black Panther, yeah. Mad Max Fury Road, Grand Budapest Hotel, Great Gatsby, Alice in Wonderland, Memoirs of a Geisha, The Aviator, speaking to Marty, Chicago, Shakespeare in Love, English Patient, which we just mentioned 100 times. Amadeus, Gandhi, all that jazz. Star Wars, that's pretty cool. Camelot, Room with a View.
Yeah, and then that's why I cut it off. But I'm sure there are more. But I'm like, okay, here are the last 30 years of winners. Or 40 maybe. But Siobhan picked Moulin Rouge. This was your first time watching it, right?
Yeah, so I wanted to pick one that has been on my list for a long time, and my eyes and heart went straight to Moulin Rouge. As soon as I saw it, I was like, Moulin Rouge. I had a little bit of trepidation, maybe Shakespeare in Love, but no, I went for Moulin Rouge, and I'm very glad I did. Because this is one that's been I know it's one of my mom's favorite films. She's tried to get me to watch it with her a few times, and it just hasn't really worked out ever. It's one of my aunt's favorite films. It runs in the family. She gave me a Blu-ray of it for Christmas one year, and I never watched it. So it's just something that I have needed to watch for a long time, and I did see bits and pieces of on TV as a kid because my mom would be watching it. Yeah, I'm very glad I got to finally check off this blank spot. That's a bigger blank spot for me than I think it is for others who haven't seen it necessarily.
Yeah. Well, this was a big blank spot for me, or blind spot, as some would say. This was a big blind spot for me for a while until I saw it maybe 3 years ago during the quarantine. This is one of those I got nothing better to do, so I'll just cross off some blind spots, and saw Moulin Rouge on HBO Max and cried my little eyes out watching it. I was going through a lot, as we all were. But this really got to me. I love this movie now. I've seen it twice. And I was happy you picked it, Siobhan. Now, that's the pre-talk. Let's go, as always, to the Oscars of that year.
Oh.
The 74th Academy Awards. Same question I ask you every single time. I'm going to ask you, point blank, can you guess what won Best Picture for this year? This is the 2001 slate of films. Took place March 24th, 2002, hosted by Whoopi Goldberg. Siobhan, the question is, can you guess what won Best Picture this year?
It's the year after Gladiator.
Yeah, you got that right. Gladiator was the year 2000. Yeah.
It's the year before Chicago.
Ooh, yeah. I believe you're right, too. That was 2002.
I think it's A Beautiful Mind.
Now, A Beautiful Mind is... I think every time I've asked you this question for every year, you've said A Beautiful Mind.
I know.
But you're right.
Am I right?
You're right. It is A Beautiful Mind.
Thank God.
Wow, you won. So yes, Best Picture winner, A Beautiful Mind, along with nominees Gosford Park, In the Bedroom, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and the movie we're talking about today, Moulin Rouge. Best Director. Guess who won Best Director?
I'm surprised I was nominated for Best Picture, Moulin Rouge. Ron Howard.
Ron Howard, yes, for A Beautiful Mind. Best Actor. This is kind of surprising because...
It's not Russell Crowe.
Not Russell Crowe for A Beautiful Mind. What did he win for? Didn't he win? I always thought he won. Doesn't he have an Oscar? Russell Crowe? Or am I wrong? Oh, he won for Gladiator. Okay. But I don't know. I always thought Crowe won for A Beautiful Mind, but he won for Gladiator.
Can you tell me what they won for?
Well, the winner of Best Actor, if I tell you what they won for, you're going to get it. So I'm going to just say it. Training Day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's weird because in Training Day, I think Denzel is the supporting actor, isn't he? Because
I think any right any human in their right brain would say so, but apparently not.
Because Ethan Hawke is the lead. Like, he's the one it starts and ends the movie. Anyway, weird, but whatever. Denzel got another Oscar. I mean, rightfully so. He's great in that movie. But he won it over Crow, Sean Penn and I Am Sam. Weird. Will Smith and Ali, and Tom Wilkinson in The Bedroom. Rest in peace. Best Actress, Halle Berry for Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball.
Nominated in that category, Nicole Kidman for Moulin Rouge. Also, Judi Dench in Iris, Sissy Spacek in The Bedroom, and Renee Zellweger for Bridget Jones' Diary. Supporting Actor, Jim Broadbent. No, you're thinking, wait a second. Jim Broadbent.
Not for this, right?
Not for this, right? You're right. Not for this. He won for Iris. Also nominated Ethan Hawke, Training Day, Ben Kingsley, Sexy Beast, Ian McKellen, Lord of the Rings, and Jon Voight, Ali. Supporting Actress, the beautiful Jennifer Connelly in A Beautiful Mind. She won over Helen Mirren, Gosford Park, Maggie Smith, Gosford Park, Marissa Tomei in The Bedroom, and Kate Winslet, Iris. And then you got Gosford Park, wins for Screenplay Original. You got A Beautiful Mind, wins for Adapted Screenplay. This is the first year that the Best Animated Feature Film category was started. It is the first one. So
Shrek.
Yeah, it was Shrek. Shrek won over Monsters, Inc. and Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. Those were the only nominees. The rest, I can go to the technical awards. Original score, Howard Shore. That rhymes. Best original song, If I Didn't Have You for Monsters, Inc. That's weird. Sound editing, Pearl Harbor. Best sound, Black Hawk Down. Best cinematography, Lord of the Rings. Best costume, we'll get that in a second. Best makeup, Lord of the Rings. Best film editing, Black Hawk Down. Best visual effects, Lord of the Rings. And of course, best art direction, which is also best production design, and best costume, both Moulin Rouge. That one. All right. Moulin Rouge was nominated for a few awards, but it only won those two. The two we're covering today: costume and production design. Your more thoughts. Give me more thoughts on Moulin Rouge, Siobhan.
This is something I needed right now. You know, this kind of like level of like childish excitement and glee over the concept of love. You know,
yeah,
like it made me feel good. In the end, it's a tragedy, but I don't necessarily see it that way. I feel like we're just seeing every single way a love can go. And like, I mean, is her death literal? I mean, in the film, yes, I suppose, but like on the abstract, I think it's more just like, and love can end, you know? But yeah, I just, seeing something like this, seeing something with Baz Luhrmann's unabashed earnestness, giving this huge, bombastic, fucking crazy production to this very simple story of what it says at the end of the credits. Says this is a story about truth, freedom, friendship, and above all else, love. Like that level of earnestness, being told to say something that is this, again, like seemingly childish, like on the surface of just like, love is great, you know, love is worth striving for, love is worth attaining. Things will go wrong. It's not easy, but obstacles will get in your way, but you can face them. And I found that to be particularly moving at the stage that I am in my life. Yeah.
I think I completely understand what you're saying, because I think when I saw it, I was going through something similar. I shouldn't assume. I'm just going to say it hit me in a way where I'm like, oh yeah, I needed this at this time. So I think the emotion of it, the sort of like bold-faced, like it's about love. That's what it is, and it's very sugary. It's very it's too sweet sometimes, but I don't know. It works. because I think Baz Luhrmann as a director, I love this mode he's in, because I need to rewatch Romeo plus Juliet, because it's both these movies, which I bought on Blu-ray as a double pack. I bought Moulin Rouge for express purpose of having Moulin Rouge in my collection, but then it came in a double pack with Romeo plus Juliet. Both of these movies are just like zany, fast cuts, like lush, colorful, and they're both about like love in the most basic way, but they tell it in just the most unique way. Like no other filmmaker really accomplishes like this sort of just like visual presentation of just like again fast cuts, the music, just the grand production of it all. It's amazing. So he hasn't really recaptured it since then. I do like Elvis a lot. I don't think it reaches the heights of Moulin Rouge or Romeo plus Juliet. Same with Great Gatsby. I have not seen Australia. I don't think I will, because I keep hearing it's not a great movie. I will not see the Hulu series Australia, which have you heard of that? Have you seen that, Siobhan? That the new extended cut of Australia?
Yeah, they're turning it into a miniseries.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
a longer cut of it.
It's already out there. It's on Hulu right now.
It exists?
Yeah, it's on Hulu. Yeah.
I'm very curious. I want to see that. I want to see the original first, and then maybe I'll watch the.
Maybe, you know what? You watch it. You tell me if it's good, and then if you tell me it's good, then I'll watch it. But no, my point is, one movie I have not seen that I keep hearing is great is Strictly Ballroom. I think the movie he did before Romeo plus Juliet. But anyway, I just love this mode of Baz Luhrmann. So, God, yeah, it really did hit me at the right moment. And why don't we talk about the songs? The fact that it's a musical.
The music up top is just wild. Like the first, I'd say the first 20-something minutes of the movie there's a medley that starts up pretty soon after the movie starts. That's like Smells Like Teen Spirit, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, Material Girl, and Rhythm of the Night. And then maybe even a couple other songs in there that I'm not even remembering. And that's just all like in one thing, constantly moving between the different songs as if they're all just, a musical medley. It's a musical medley of like pop songs performed in this cabaret style. And it's so cool. It's so cool. I definitely want to listen to this soundtrack after this.
Yeah. It's a soundtrack I listened to before watching the movie. I was very much into the music of this. There's the one song, hold on, what is it? Diamond Dogs, which I didn't know was from this movie for a while. I go, oh, this version of Diamond Dogs. And who sings it in the movie? Who was it? Is it Beck? Yes, Diamond Dogs, performed by Beck, originally by David Bowie. But I like the Beck version in this movie better than the Bowie version. I love Bowie to death, don't get me wrong. But yeah, the some of these covers, and it's one of those whatchamacallits, jukebox musicals, right? Where it's all pre-existing songs. I don't think there's an original song in this, but it's mostly just
there are.
There are original songs.
Yeah,
that's weird. I don't think it got nominated for best original song then, because it's
I remember trying to look one particular song up, and I don't seem to have it still open. But it was just, it wasn't original.
I'll say this: I talked about this movie on my podcast maybe 2 years ago with a guest, and I think I did my research. I'm remembering this now. I think the reason it wasn't nominated for best original song is because I think it was written for something else. Then they shoved it into this movie, thinking, oh, it'll be nominated, but because of the rules of it must be a song specifically written for a movie, it didn't get nominated. I think that's what happened with this movie. Anyway,
weird.
Regardless, it's a great soundtrack. I do love it, and of course, you got Lady Marmalade by Christina Aguilera, Lil' Kim, Maya, and Pink. I mean, do you remember the Lady Marmalade craze, Siobhan? You have to, right? You're old enough, right?
When Lady Marmalade came on, I was like, it pinged some synapses for me, but I was not sure why.
Yeah, I'm sure you were too young to remember this being a big song when it came out. It was like the Avengers of lady singers in the early 2000s. Because you got Christina Aguilera, you got Lil' Kim, you got Maya, you got Pink, you got Missy Elliott producing. I mean, that's
wild.
That's a hell of a song right there. Good song, not the best one on the soundtrack. The one song that got me while watching this for the first time was Your Song, the Elton John song, sung by Ewan McGregor to Nicole Kidman. Which, by the way, we haven't described the plot of this. Who gives a care? I mean, this is Moulin Rouge, all right? People, I think, get the premise of Moulin Rouge.
It's a love story.
If you want the premise of Moulin Rouge, I'll read it to you real quick. Here it is: a poor bohemian poet in 1890s Paris falls for a beautiful courtesan and nightclub star coveted by a jealous duke. That's the plot of Moulin Rouge. There's singing, there's dancing. That's Moulin Rouge. Your Song by Elton John, as sung by Ewan McGregor. I don't know why that affected me so hard, but it got me. I don't know. That rendition, I guess, by Ewan McGregor, who I should say is amazing in this movie, along with Nicole Kidman. Like, two great leads. They have amazing chemistry, and I don't know. It's I guess that moment when they're not necessarily the meet cute, but the moment after they meet, and there's like the misunderstanding of like who Ewan McGregor is, but it's around when they're falling in love when he sings to her Your Song. Boy, did that get me. That, I think, is my favorite moment in the movie. So it's beautiful. I don't know. I think Kidman is amazing in this. She's one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen on screen, especially in this movie, which leads me to bring this up. Siobhan, maybe you have something to talk about when I bring this up. The costumes.
The costumes. The pageantry of it all.
The pageantry. The one, whatever Kidman's wearing when we first are introduced to her, I think I'm going to rewind the movie because I'm playing it right now, but God, whatever she's dressed in, like the sequin gown or whatever, God, it's so good.
Yeah, all of her outfits are gorgeous. Ewan's given some nice suits. Cannot dispute that win at all, even if it's just for Nicole Kidman. Like, she's made up to be so glamorous.
She's great. Production design, or art direction as they used to call it, before they changed it to production design in 2012. Talk about that. The look of the Moulin Rouge.
Things look very clearly like sets in a way that I like. They look playful. They look blocky and colorful in ways that things aren't. IRL. Everything looks really, playful, surreal, and it looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's sort of the fakery of it. It's like you're watching a stage show. But I don't know. The aesthetic of it, because it feels so unreal. The unrealness of the realness makes sense to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I rewound to Nicole Kidman's introduction into the movie, and yeah, she's wearing a top hat. She's wearing like a diamond like top. She looks amazing.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Yeah, so incredible. But no, like the art direction / production design in this. When I think of Baz Luhrmann, like Baz Luhrmann in Great Gatsby and Elvis, it's like I compare it all to Moulin Rouge. I compare it to the look of this movie in terms of its sets, in terms of like the color, the lighting. So yeah, this is like this is a tough bar to jump over in terms of production design. Not just Baz Luhrmann, but like any production design. So yeah, I love this movie. Siobhan, can you say you love this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that I think if I had watched back then, it'd be in my like top 10, top 15, top 20 ever. And I think it's something that I think could get there if I was kept at it.
Yeah. I believe in you.
Thank you.
Siobhan, is there anything else in regards to Moulin Rouge you want to talk about? Is there anything else? I think we've talked about everything.
I ain't got shit. Oh, you know what? No, the beginning, the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Where the conductor played the 20th Century Fox logo. Pretty cute.
Yeah.
Cute, good.
Very cute.
Cute, good stuff.
And have I said this already? Nicole Kidman, one of the most beautiful people ever, is very beautiful in this. I just want to say that one more time.
Ewan McGregor with that mole.
John Leguizamo. Wait, was he?
Apparently, he's 3 feet tall.
Yeah. So is that his thing? Is that what he likes to do? This is the second movie we've talked about where John Leguizamo.
They saw him in Spawn. And was like, wow, this guy's that small.
Baz Luhrmann watches Spawn. He takes out his notepad, writes down Leguizamo in.
Oh, it's a feast for the eyes, Marcelo. Of course, Baz Luhrmann watched Spawn.
Of course, Baz Luhrmann watched Spawn.
What are we even doing here? Of course, Baz Luhrmann watched Spawn.
Of course, Baz Luhrmann watched Spawn. All right, that's enough of that. End of segment. Beginning of new segment. Our picks for best production design and best costume design. These are our picks. Do not come at us. These are our personal picks. These are not our picks for the Oscars. These are for Marcelo, me, and Siobhan, her. Okay? Do not come at us. All right?
Don't talk to us.
Turn around. Look away. Don't look at me.
You do not see this right now.
Here's how I did it. Okay? I have 10 films. Okay? Now, it happened by accident for me. Like, one film has, in my opinion, best production design and costume design. So there are doubles. So, but I have 10 total. So they're not all doubles. Does that make any sense? Am I making myself clear? Does it make sense?
What the fuck are you talking? What? So you have one single list of 10 films to cover both topics, but there's also duplicates in the list. They're different categories, Marcelo.
I know, but...
Are you going to do this when we get to, like, best actor and best screenplay? Like, are you going to combine those two for some reason?
You know what?
Bradley Cooper did both, so...
Fine. You know what? Just so I can say, go fuck yourself, I'm going to do it proper. It's going to be 2 categories. Okay, you go first. And
I want to hear your bullshit.
No, you've convinced me. I'm going to separate this out. Right. Okay, right. So you go first. I'm assuming you have 5 and 5, right?
You have assumed correctly, sir.
All right, so you go ahead.
Best costume design. Number 5, John Wick Chapter 4. Yeah, really, lots of good suits. Lawrence Fishburne's bullshit. It's all very dapper and stuff. It's just still insane to me how they developed bulletproof suit material so that they could use live ammunition on set. Like, that's...
Wait, what?
Just crazy.
Is that real?
They did that.
That's not real. Shut up.
Number 4... Asteroid City.
Hey.
Freight train goes so fast.
Goes so fast.
You see those? Did you see what they were wearing? Number 3, the Iron Claw. Now, you might think, but wait, doesn't he not wear a shirt for half of the movie? Sure. But when he does have shirt on, perfect. Perfect. Good. Shirt good, country boy shit, the gear in the ring, flawless. Fantastic stuff. Important to me as a wrestling fan. Barbie, number 2. The dresses, the callbacks to Mattel's storied Barbie history. Clearly tons of love and thought and care went into these costumes. And that cannot... that's felt so heavily. Yeah. And they add a lot to the movie. A lot of the movie is about fashion and stuff because that's weaved into the film. Because it's a part of the doll so much. Number 1, Killers of the Flower Moon, recently on my mind. Oh my god, I was in love with everybody's wardrobe. The suits are so nice. The Lily Gladstone's blanket and dresses and stuff. Like it was just all so gorgeously created. It felt like I saw like real craftsmanship. Now, best production design. That was best costume design. All that.
I think we should switch. So let me do my costume design.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I got it. I think I got it. So all right. Good picks, Siobhan. We're gonna have some crossover in terms of costumes here. My number 5. Actually, this is not crossover. You didn't mention this, although I think if you would have seen this movie, I think you'd agree with me. You'd go, "Hey, that Marcelo, he knows what he's talking about. He knows about costumes." Because number 5 is Priscilla, directed by Sofia Coppola. And boy, do I like them costumes as worn by Priscilla Presley in the movie. As played by Kelly Spaney, I think that's her name. And also, aforementioned Jacob Elordi. He got some Elvis costumes in there, although not a lot. Elvis.
Ooh, baby.
Elordi as Elvis. I mean, we mostly see him because it takes place at Graceland, and it's very much about Priscilla trapped in, the Graceland mansion while Elvis is out doing whatever the fuck he's doing. So we see like Elvis in like a sleep attire. Sometimes we see him in the suit, but mostly we see Kaylee as Priscilla at home. But then when she goes out, when we see her like go out to Las Vegas and LA and hanging out with Elvis's friends, oh boy, fantastically dressed, of course. It's Priscilla. Number 4, Poor Things. Poor Things. Yeah, it's. I don't think it's been said on this podcast. Or if it's been said, I want to make it clear. It's a weird fucking movie because this movie it's supposed to take place like in like the 1900s, but it has this like steampunk sort of aesthetic. It's very sci-fi. And
then it's like you're looking at it through the eyes of like a fish. Fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. So the costumes aren't like stereotypical like 1900s costumes. They're like again, like in a good way, because I could give a shit about steampunk, like kind of steampunk futuristic. They have that twist on them. So Poor Things. That's number 4. Good. Number 3, of course, Asteroid City. When I made this list, I couldn't not include this Wes Anderson, which I think, like, just thinking about it more and more, I love the goddamn movie. I love how colorful it is. I talked about the visual effects last week, but here I'm bringing up again costume design. The costumes are great, of course. It's a Wes Anderson movie. If there's one thing he excels at, is the aesthetics and the costumes. Like, it goes back to like his early days of like Rushmore, Royal Tenenbaums, like where like I'm sure he sketches all these characters out. He as he writes the script, he's like he has his visual style in his mind of how these characters look like, and when they're on screen, they're so distinct, and the clothes makes the character. So I think that is on screen on Asteroid City. Like they're very distinct, each character, and the clothing makes them distinct. That's 3. Number 2, Killers of the Flower Moon. Basically, I'm going to copy what Siobhan said. It does feel so lived in and vibrant. And like Lydia Gladstone, and like when she's in her attire, like when she's in the Native American wear, the formal wear, like when they're getting married, it's like that, like on screen, it's so vibrant and alive and beautiful. But then like in other scenes when there's despair, like the clothing matches the despair, but when there's hope, you see the hope shine through the clothing too. So yeah, it's a beautiful movie in and out. So Killers of the Flower Moon, that's number 2. Number 1, of course, it's me. I cannot not put this number 1. Say it with me. It's Barbie. It's all about the clothes.
It's Barbie.
There's one. I mean, I don't know. I have not looked, or I don't remember what the Gold Derby ranking is. So I don't know what its chances are at winning the Academy Award. But if this doesn't win costume, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the highest cliff and jump off. Because if there's one movie this year that like the clothes makes the movie, the clothes makes the characters. I said that during Asteroid City. I sort of said that during Killers of the Flower Moon, but it makes the most sense here. Like, it would not be the movie it is without the clothing. And it's because of Barbie the doll, and that translates to Barbie the movie. So that's number one. Costume design, Barbie. All right, Siobhan, now you're next with production design.
Beautiful stuff, Marcelo.
Yeah.
Very, very, very well said. I just want to give my little honorable mention there for The Killer.
Yeah, hey, for costume?
For costume, yeah.
I said the same thing. I almost said that. I almost put that at number 5, but I changed my mind. It's an honorable mention. Look at us, The Killer.
Yeah, it's really just like the one costume, the really one iconic look, and it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you need. Best production design, number 5, Leave the World Behind. Okay, I've been singing this movie's praises. It's on Netflix, so Marcelo can't watch it, but I wish he would. Now, this film does a lot of interesting things with its production design. A large portion of the movie takes place in this like upscale modernist home out in the woods with security systems and like running fountains and shit like that. You start to see it for more what it is at its bare bones as the film goes on. For like what this technology filled house, what it really is without that technology. The surrounding woods areas and the shacks and such that we also get to see, they add a ton of character and like dread to the surroundings. And yeah, I really want to keep plugging that movie as much as I can. Number 4, best production design, Killers of the Flower Moon. Just same way as the costumes. Everything feels so authentic, so lived in. So 1920s kind of like boomtown area. Really just gorgeous homesteads. Number 3, Master Gardener. This one's more like 1 or 2 locations. The main one being the mansion. The gardens are beautiful. The little shack Joel Edgerton's character lives in, it's so pretty to look at. The way they frame this thing, oh my god. The house itself, huge. And you never really get a great sense of it, and I think that's deliberately done. But you just know it's massive. The greenhouse area is just like this is all just like, it feels like lived in real places. And then there's also a diner that they go to a handful of times that is just like the most charming little diner. I would love to go there. Number 2, best production design, Barbie. I mean, come on, the world.
Come on.
The world's a toy. The world is toys. All the houses, everything. Like it looks like your little dream house come to life. It's phenomenal. I can't believe they pulled that off to this level. Another, like, just like I said with the costume, where like they just had to have so much fun putting that together. My number 1, I had to do it.
Had to do it to him.
Had to be me.
Mm-hmm.
Saw X.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
I love the way these sets look so much. Jamming everything into like one warehouse where all of the action is taking place at one time, having to, from a logistical level of just filming, that's crazy. And how everything is put together just right, just neatly enough to fit together in the same space and to feel like it all belongs together. Incredibly impressive. And then that space is not even just that. That space, earlier in the movie, we see that space used as the place where John Kramer gets the fake surgery. And in there, it's like a just barren empty room with like a surgery tent in the center that's lit up white. So that they just get a lot of versatility out of their sets. It's great. And Cecilia's home, the kind of giallo house, I think that place is gorgeous. It's just full of great production design, and I would say that's true to the entire Saw series of great, neat little details. So that's me, Saw X, best production design. Marcelo, do you want to hit us with them?
I'll hit you with my picks. Here they are. Honorable mention. I knocked it off the list as I was rewriting this list just now. Killers of the Flower Moon. It just feels like they built like a town from scratch. Or they may have like shot it where how they do it. My thought is they built it from scratch, but I don't know if that city was there before. I don't know how they did it, but the way it looks, the way it feels like they just like recreated like what it was, like that city that this movie's based in. But yeah, thoroughly impressed with just how it looks. So Killers of the Flower Moon, that's my honorable mention. Number 5, Asteroid City. I can talk about Wes Anderson all day. He has an aesthetic, yes, and it's pleasing to my eyes. Just like the beginning of the movie where they have like a scene in the diner. It's like that looks like a stereotypical like 1950s diner, but it looks also like a Wes Anderson diner. So yeah, it's like this faux 50s look, this sheen to it. But yet it feels almost like a cartoon at times, just the way like the sets look, all in a pleasing way. So that's number 5. Number 4, Poor Things. Like I said before, it's set in this like weird alternate dimension where it is like the 1900s, but there's also like cars flying in the air. It's bizarre, but it works. I think it works. My only quibble really is like some CGI effects aren't great, but I think the actual sets, the real life sets that are built they look amazing, and it fits the world they're in. It fits the tone of the movie too. That's Poor Things. Number 3, Zone of Interest, which is difficult to talk about because the movie is as accurate as it can be, according to Jonathan Glazer, who did a lot of research into the real life events that this movie depicts. Like the fact that like, yes, it's based on like diagrams, like how the house was laid out in the movie next to the concentration camp. The fact that that's all like based in reality, hearing that makes me like just it terrifies me even more about just how it portrays like how one could assume it happened in the movie. Like hearing the Q&A after the screening of this last week, Jonathan Glazer, the director, was like, yeah, he wanted to make this movie seem like we were watching it like through a window like from 2023 into like the 1940s. And it does feel that way. And I think the architecture of it, the production design does help that. So yeah, that's number 3. My number 2, a lot different. It's a 180. It's Magic Mike's Last Dance. The Majestic Theater where where most of the movie takes place, and where like the final 30 minutes, where we are in the final 30 minutes. Like it's not a real theater, this Majestic Theater in London, but it's based on one. But you could have fooled me, because the look and feel of it looks like a real theater, where like these decades old plays are staged. But here, The titular Magic Mike stages a strip show, and I think the production design around like the staging of the musical at the end, it's gorgeous. That's also thanks to the direction, editing, and all that. Soderbergh's a genius, but the actual like setting where the movie is by the end in London, it's amazing. So yeah, all props to Magic Mike's Last Dance. And then number 1, of course, say it with me, it's Barbie. Yeah, Barbie Land. It's I can't believe they pulled it off. Not only that, yeah, Barbie Land, yeah, that's a big reason why this is number 1, but also like the Mattel headquarters, and like the whole comedy bit where Barbie's running through the Mattel offices, and it looks so authoritarian in 1984. And yeah, it's set in the building of Mattel, which they lampooned so cleverly in Barbie. But it's a beautiful looking movie, and big reason why is because the sets are all practical. Most of them are practical, I assume. But yeah, that's number 1. I'll talk about Barbie a lot more as the season goes on, but there we go. Barbie won my production design and costume design awards this year. The end. I'm done. And I think we're done talking production design and costume design, right? There's nobody else who's going to chime in. There's nobody else's opinion we care about.
I think we're done, but yeah. I don't think you're done.
Me?
No, not you.
Oh.
The people.
Oh, so. The royal you.
The royal they.
Yeah.
There are so many people out there that have chimed in. I ask everybody every single week. I go to a couple different Discords, right?
One of them being,
the main one being our Talk Film Society Discord. You can join by going to talkfilmsociety.com/Discord. And you will be let right in and welcomed with open arms. And you can come in and you can tell us your favorites. You can talk about films. You can just lurk. I don't give a shit. So I went into the Talk Awards channel, which we have running this time of years, and I asked people to give me their best production design and best costume design choices.
Whoa.
And the first one that took the bait, Jay McMillan, production design. Poor Things, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, The Creator, Wonka. Wonka's interesting.
I almost put Wonka in. Wait, is this production design?
That was production.
Yeah, I almost put it in production design, but like sort of similar to Poor Things. I think it's maybe a bit too CGI heavy. I think Poor Things edged out Wonka because I don't know. I liked. How do I even describe this? Poor Things is something I haven't seen before. Wonka feels like, yeah, they're trying to recreate the feeling of the last 2 Wonka movies. So, I don't know. It's a good pick, though.
Costume design, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, and Wonka. Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, that one's very interesting to me. It came to my head when I thought of costume design. It came pretty fast. And then I was having a tough time recalling anything specific. I didn't really want to look it up. I just kind of wanted to feel it and know it and try to remember what I remembered. And I wasn't getting much, but it felt like, I think I agree with you, Jay.
I appreciate your point of view. Have I said on the show that I'm not a fan of that movie?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, we can move on.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it. You don't need to ask me anything about it.
Joey, he's perhaps a guest on this show in a couple weeks.
Perhaps.
He says, those are excellent picks. I would throw on They cloned Tyrone for costumes and Asteroid City for both. Once again, I just want to say this is not a competition. If you think somebody took your picks, no, they didn't. You can just say them again.
Say them again.
But
it doesn't cost anything.
No.
To just type the same thing over and over. You can copy and paste for all we care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just add They Clone Tyrone into costumes and Asteroid City for both. Whatever. Do you know what They Clone Tyrone is?
Yeah, that, oh God. Jamie Foxx is in it. It's a Netflix movie. It got some, people were talking about it when it came out, but it was one of those like in and out sort of things. Like people talked about it for 2 weeks and then it was out of the consciousness. Somebody gets cloned. I know that, but yeah, it's one of those like
probably Tyrone.
Tyrone, I think, gets cloned. Yeah, John Boyega, Jamie Foxx, directed by Jewel Taylor, who wrote Creed 2 and Space Jam: A New Legacy. So yeah,
talent.
Yeah, so it was a July release, and it was a Netflix movie, so I think that's why you don't know about it, Siobhan. I don't blame you.
Production. Okay, so friend of the site, Sam shot first. First things first, I must say. Sam.
Yeah, disclaimer.
Yeah, he used to host a Keanu Reeves podcast, Keanu Reeves-centric podcast called Keanu Believe It. So I just like to say that in front of any of his choices that may or may not reflect those biases that he has towards the man from his time hosting that show.
Right.
Like what we are about to see. So our friend of the site, Sam shot first. For production, he says, Oppenheimer, Across the Spider-Verse. I think he means Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. KOTFM, I think he means Killers of the Flower Moon. John Wick Chapter 4. See, that's the one that you gotta keep in mind. Keanu Reeves, he had a podcast. I don't know. And Haunting in Venice.
Haunting in Venice for costume.
Production.
Oh, sorry, production. Haunting in Venice for production. Yeah, I think that's a good pick.
Good pick, yeah.
It's I'm glad A Haunting in Venice is getting some recognition here in the Talk Film Society channel, in the Discord, on the podcast. I mean, I don't think either one of us has mentioned it as our picks, but the Discord certainly has mentioned it, so that's good.
Also, he just typed Haunting in Venice. I think he meant A Haunting in Venice.
Yeah, so we're going to throw that one out.
Okay. Now, Sam Shoppers for costumes. He wrote Barbie, KOTFM, once again, I believe Killers of the Flower Moon, and Nimona. I do not know Nimona, as in the Lisa.
Oh, well, this is an animated film. This is an animated sci-fi adventure comedy. Wait, so this is for production?
That was for costumery.
Okay, so does this count? It's an animated film. Now, are we counting that?
I don't know. He also put Across the Spider-Verse in production.
Oh, interesting. Well,
I'm letting them do what they want, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what?
Just let the fish swim around in their bowl.
We'll allow it this time, but be careful. Right. Be careful.
Yeah, we could take your little castle away. Joey says special mention to Glenn Howerton's look in Blackberry, but that's more hair and makeup probably. Maestro is also a deaf hair and makeup, but has good costumes. Awesome. We got a few more responses down here. Matt, the real Matt C, says poor things. Now, I believe that is to costumery and to set design.
Now, was he referring to the movie or just to the responses so far and the people responding? Was he calling those people poor things?
The situation.
The situation?
Me being so desperate for wanting people to get in here.
Poor things.
Not the Who's Tommy. Tommy Marinara, host of Cinema to the Leather, here on the Talk Film Society Network.
Yes.
Not the Who's Tommy. Asteroid City, production design. Asteroid City, Poor Things. Beau is Afraid, Killers of the Flower Moon, Barbie.
Beau is Afraid, I will say, is in my honorable mentions. So thanks, Tommy, for that. Thomas.
Frankly, I'm surprised I haven't seen more of that,
Yeah.
Costume design, Barbie, Poor Things, Priscilla, Asteroid City, Killers of the Flower Moon. And then we got Noah Thompson, the T-Dog. He's got production design, Asteroid City, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Beau is Afraid, Killers of the Flower Moon. And for costume design, Barbie, John Wick Chapter 4, The People's Joker.
Whoa.
Noah, what are you doing to me here? All right. Hey, you're all right in my book, Noah. Poor Things and Oppenheimer. Friend of mine, Vera Drew, The People's Joker, friend of Marcelo's, our second best friend next to each other. Vera Drew, her film The People's Joker, which you can see in wide release in April if you would like.
Yeah.
And you would like.
Technically, since it has a release date now, The People's Joker, okay.
I think I might see the movie.
Is that what you thought I was going to say? I think I might see it. No, I was going to say, I think it'd technically be a 2024 film now, right?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah. Well, some people saw it back in 21, right? Was it 21 or 22?
I saw it in 2021.
Oh, you saw it back in 21. Okay.
I did. I saw like a work print cut of it.
Yeah.
And then there was the fantastic, or the original TIFF cut. And then we all know what happened. Like a year kind of spent wallowing in the shadows, cutting the movie in a few different ways, taking it to a few underground festivals here and there for the next probably like a year. And then she did like a pretty big festival tour of the U.S.
Including Fantastic Fest.
For most of last year. And now the film is locked and it's going to be like officially releasing in April under the Lost Innocence label.
That's exciting.
Very exciting, yeah. Something I've been following for many a time, and I'm proud of my friend. That's the end of the Talk Film Society Discord. Now I go to the Hollywood Handbook Discord for some reason.
Okay.
They're another podcast.
You were on record saying you were never going to go back there again because you got little responses one time, but now you're back.
Hey, we're getting them, baby. And I take them where I can get some. And I think last episode coming here was the source of the biggest laugh we've ever had in this show's history.
True, yeah. So. Go back and listen to last week's episode to listen back to find that laugh. We're not going to tell you where it is. You have to find it.
Take a guess that it's somewhere around this time in the episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Costume design from Edgar Allan Iverson, otherwise known as George, host of Best Little Horror House in Philly, which I've been a guest on. You can go hear my Donnie Darko episode. Costume design, Poor Things winner, Shin Kamen Rider, Killers of the Flower Moon, Asteroid City, Creed 3 noms. Production design, Asteroid City winner, John Wick 4 holdovers, Stinkamarink noms. I think he means Skiddamarink.
For production design, right?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know why I didn't think of that.
I had a thought. I did not write it down, but I had a thought of Skiddamarink. Good pick though. Yeah, because if anything, the layout of that house, like the setting, really makes that movie. So yeah, good pick.
Yeah. Lexi Santinetti, my girl. Asteroid City production design winner, absolutely, she says. And that's that for a while, but we scroll down. We got somebody else coming in the mix. Stookman. It's Stookman.
Stookman. Hey, Stookman.
What's up, Stookman? I hate to just agree with George, but here's my list. I still haven't seen Beau is Afraid, but from what I'm seeing, I'm surprised it isn't making it into the production design convo. Best production design, he says, A Haunting in Venice, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, and his winner, Asteroid City.
Nice.
And best costume design, we got another vote for They Cloned Tyrone.
Oh, wow.
Barbie, Polite Society, The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Killers of the Flower Moon, and winner, Poor Things.
Yeah, I do like the Polite Society shout out. I did see that. Costumes in it are very good. As much as I don't like the new Hunger Games, like in any Hunger Games movie, the costumes are like on point. So yeah, good.
Is Elizabeth Banks in there doing her same shit?
No, because this movie takes place 60 years before any of the old Hunger Games movies. Jason Schwartzman is in the new Hunger Games, kind of doing a Stanley Tucci sort of thing.
Yeah.
Viola Davis is in the new movie, doing like a villainous sort of thing. It's an interesting movie. I really shit on it when it came out because I do think it's too long and the story ultimately leads to nothing. But I'm glad people like it. It's not terrible. I just don't like it. Is that it, Siobhan? Have we reached the end of the Discord section?
I believe that is the end of the Discord section.
All right.
Not a lot of responses this week, but that's okay. They're weird topics and two different ones.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Hopefully next week we can get more responses. Next week will be a big one.
Next week we're going to get so many.
We won't reveal who or what the next week. We won't reveal
We will not reveal our sources.
We will not reveal next week's topic, but it's going to be a big one. Before we get to the end of this episode, though, it's the Gold Derby game. Are you ready?
The Gold Derby game. Now, what's interesting about this Gold Derby game? Now, of course, the Gold Derby game is Marcelo goes to the website goldderby.com, and this is a place where pundits track pundits and enthusiasts track the likelihood of films to get nominated for certain awards,
including the Oscars.
But now, something that's very interesting is last week, Marcelo.
Yeah.
You told me you went through both of these categories already.
Yes. Yeah, so last week we did not plan to do what we're doing this week, which is production design and costume design. The reason we're doing it is because when I did this last week, we were playing with Thomas and Brian. I decided to do 3 rounds with 3 categories, visual effects, and then costume design and production design. And then I just made a comment saying, we're doing this, because we might not cover it on the show. And Siobhan said, oh, we're not doing this costume design or production design, topics I could talk about. We could do an episode on. I go, well, fuck you then, Siobhan. So we're doing it.
I'm that big of a massive fucking asshole.
Yeah. So we did it
for sure.
I bowed down to you, Siobhan. We did the episode. We covered costume. We did production. But now, Gold Derby game, we're going to go back to those categories. You just played them last week, literally a week ago. I'm going to ask you. We're going to start with production design first, according to the Gold Derby.
Right.
Okay. Is there a short list? There is not a short list because some of these tech categories have short lists. You're going to want to guess the top 5 films in the best costume design category according to Gold Derby. Okay?
This is costume.
We're in costume design, costume.
Costume.
Okay. I'm going to let you start guessing. Go right ahead.
Barbie.
That, my friend, is number 1. Barbie. Keep guessing.
Poor Things.
That, my friend, is number 2. Poor Things.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
That, my friend, is number 3.
Color Purple.
That, my friend, is number 4. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Hold on. You are... Okay, so what you just did...
Oh, God.
And I don't think you're cheating. I hope you're not.
I'm not cheating, okay. I promise.
This is the best Gold Derby game you've ever played. Okay? You just named the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. All in a row. Can you name the 5? The number 5 slot.
Wonka.
Number 5 is Wonka.
No, really?
It.
And I got him in order.
You got him in order.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Wow. You just swept the board.
Oh my God.
Number 1,
Shut
Barbie.
it down.
Number
We're never
2,
doing this
Poor
again.
Things.
No more
3,
episodes.
Killers. Number 4, Color Purple. Number 5, Wonka.
Oh my God.
Now, it should be said we played this last week, and so...
Shut up.
But no. But
my memory's not that good.
That was impressive. That was very impressive, Siobhan. Okay. Can you do the same with best production design?
No.
Production design. All right. Same rules apply. Go ahead.
Poor Things.
Poor Things is number 2.
Barbie.
Barbie is number 1.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Number 4.
Right. And then here I struggle on this.
You're missing 3 and 5.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer is number 3. All right. So we're in the same position as we were last category. You got the 4. You need the 5. Okay. You got Barbie, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon. What's the number 5? Production design.
Oh, Marcelo. Oh, my God. I'm just going to go with Color Purple.
Oh, buddy. You were so close. You were so close that you were close. You were on the dot. It's the Color Purple.
No, oh my
you got
God.
it.
10 for 10?
10 for 10.
Oh my God.
Barbie, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Killers,
from podcasting.
The Color Purple. Hey, I'm going to give you a round of applause.
Christmas magic.
Now,
it's finally reached me.
This is the end of what we know of the color. Sorry, let me start that sentence again. The Color Purple.
This is the end of the Color Purple.
This is the end of the Gold Derby game as we know it, because next week we will know the nominees. So there'll be a little guessing on like what to be nominated in the top 5. Because of that, I wanted to go back and cover at least one more category, or maybe 2 more. Okay, because
it's not a 2 more.
It's not 2 more. Next week we'll know the nominees. So let's go to the big guys. Okay, let's do at least 2. Let's go to Best Director. All right. So we talked about this 3 hours ago when we started recording with the DGAs, but let's see if you can predict what the top 5 best directors are according to Gold Derby. Siobhan, can you do this?
Chrissy Knowles, Christopher Nolan.
Nolan, number 1.
Oh, God. Greta Gerwig, Barbie.
Gerwig, number 4.
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Number 3.
Okay. Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Number 2. Again, we're in the same position. You've named the top 4. Can you get the 5?
Jonathan Glazer's Zone of Interest.
Buddy, what's going on? That's right. Jonathan Glazer, best director.
What the fuck?
What's going on?
What the fuck?
This is the best episode we've ever done.
All right. Oh, God.
All right. How about this? Dealer's choice. You want to? Because I was going to jump to Best Picture, but do you want to do any other category before we jump to Best Picture?
I really don't.
Okay, let's go to Best Picture. We don't want to just keep doing this. So Best Picture. Again, this is the last time we'll do this like we're doing it because we'll know the nominees next week. But I mean, let's just have at it. Let's just do 10. Best Picture. Siobhan.
10 films.
10 films. Best Picture. Have a go.
Best Picture. Oppenheimer.
That is number 1.
Barbie.
That is number 3.
Poor Things.
That is number 4.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
That is number 2.
Zone of Interest.
You're so close. That's number 10. You got it in there. That's number 10.
Oof. Okay. Okay. And see now I get caught up here.
Yeah, you got to think back. What are the sure things? What are the ones that are definitely going to get in Best Picture?
Color Purple.
Your streak is officially over.
Nah.
That came in at number 11. Number 11.
Okay. Maestro,
number 7.
Holdovers,
number 5.
American Fiction,
number 6.
How many do I have left?
You have 2 left. You're doing amazing, by the way. You only missed The Color Purple, and that was number 11. So far you have number 1, Oppenheimer, then Killers of the Flower Moon, Barbie, Poor Things, Holdovers, American Fiction, Maestro. Those are the top 7. You're missing 8 and 9. And then number 10, Zone of Interest.
Anatomy of a Fall.
That's number 9. I'll say number 8, I think is a little tough. It's one. Oh, well, I'm not going to give you a hint just yet. I'll let you take a guess.
A little tough.
Yeah.
It surely is not a third foreign film. Past Lives.
Oh, you got it. It's Past Lives.
Okay.
I'm impressed. Okay. You got the top 11. So that's something.
Yeah, it was top 11 that I was guessing, right?
You got them all. You got the top 11.
All right.
Ooh. Well, so congratulations, Siobhan. That was the best Gold Derby game you've ever played.
Past Lives was at 7?
Yeah, Past Lives is at 8. Maestro's at 7. 8? Yeah, let me go through that list again. So, and, again, this is Gold Derby. They usually get things right, but don't, it's not set in stone, these predictions, in terms of like, oh, they're going to get all 10. Like, no, hey, focus up, listeners. These are guidelines, okay? So if you want to make your predictions, don't just go off Gold Derby. Number 1, Oppenheimer. Number 2, Killers of the Flower Moon. Number 3, Barbie. 4, Poor Things. 5, Holdovers. 6, American Fiction. 7, Maestro. 8, Past Lives. 9, Anatomy of a Fall. 10, The Zone of Interest. Number 10. And then after that, 11, Color Purple. 12, Air. 13, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. 14, All of Us Strangers. 15, May, December. That's all worth talking about. Okay. Woo! Siobhan, before we go. Oh, we got to do this. I almost forgot. Who's going to win? Who do you think who thinks will win the Oscar for Best Production Design? Let's just start with that.
The Killers of the Flower Moon.
All right. You go with Killers for production.
I'm doing that for costumery as well. I don't give a fuck.
So you're saying Killers of the Flower Moon for both production and costume?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait. Barbie's nominated. Shit. Fuck it.
Okay. All right. Killers for both. All right. I'll go with fuck it. I'll say Barbie for both. Fuck it. Two very different movies, but we have our picks. I go Barbie, production design and costume. Siobhan goes Killers of the Flower Moon for production and costume. Those are official Oscar predictions from the Talk Film Society podcast. All right. Whew. What an episode. What a thrilling episode from start to finish. Next week, Oscar nominations will be announced. Siobhan, do you want to make a prediction? Like, what's going to be a big surprise?
What's our big shocker, huh?
Yeah, the shock of the night or the shock of the morning, because they're going to be announced.
Charles Melton gets in there.
Okay, that's good. That's good. My prediction for shock. I don't know. Like I said earlier in the show, like for director, there's going to be a shock. Either Justine Trier gets in, but maybe somebody gets left out. I'm not gonna say Scorsese or Nolan or Gerwig. Maybe Lathamos doesn't get in, and maybe here's my official shocker prediction. It's gonna be Gerwig, Nolan, Scorsese, and then the next two slots are gonna be Jonathan Glazer and Justine Trier. That'll be a shock, but it'll be a good five nominee
being taken
category
over by foreigners.
Exactly. But yeah, there we go. Those are predictions for the Oscars next week. We'll have a big episode next week with a guest on the docket. We'll see. Fingers crossed it all works out, but that's the plan. We'll talk about a good movie too. So that's next week. That's all I'll say. That's a tease. But yeah. Siobhan, any last words?
Thank you all for listening. I want you to remember that performance, because I know I will. For the rest of my days. So I'm glad it's on record. I'm glad if you heard it, you heard something special.
Yeah.
You know that.
So, this will go down as one of the finest performances of a podcast host in podcast history. This will play, when we accept our honorary Oscars for podcasting in 50 years. All right. But yeah, thanks, Siobhan. Thanks, listeners. Thanks, everybody. And hey, we'll see you at the Oscars. And hey, I'll see you at the movies. Nope, never say that. All right, bye.